So, the first thing we're gonna react to today is continuing. Well, it's not exactly continuance, but it's part of the whole Drake Kendrick Lamar beef kind of thing. It's like a little divot in there because, well, as you know, in one of Drake's diss tracks against, in Drake's second diss track against Kendrick, he used AI Tupac's voice. And well, that was a dumb idea in my opinion. That he has AI Tupac and an AI Snoop Dogg. In my opinion, that was dumb as fuck. Like you gotta use AI Tupac and Snoop Dogg just to try to stand on the same level as Kendrick Lamar. Get out of here. But anyway, I digress. Because he did that, it seems that Tupac's estate says they side with Kendrick Lamar and will sue Drake for using Tupac's voice to diss him. Now, if you don't know about Tupac's estate, don't worry, I didn't know much about it either. But this is the guy, Tom Whalley, is the one who is in charge of Tupac's estate. And apparently he's allegedly mishandling the estate. So, we read here. This is by, what is this by? Entertainment music, wait. Grunge.com. Just Google Tupac's estate and this will come up. So, in January 2022, Sekia Shakur, Tupac's sister, and Tupac Shakur's foundation filed a lawsuit against Tom Whalley via Hot 97. They allege that he has been embezzling millions and blatantly violating his role as executor of Afeni Shakur's estate. According to Billboard, Sekia, I think I'm saying that right, Sekia states that Whalley has unreasonably enriched himself at the expense of the benefactors. Moreover, the lawsuit claims that he made himself manager of Amaru Entertainment, a label founded by Afeni that handles Shakur's unreleased music, her discogs. Back in 2016, Ambrosia for Heads reported that Afeni had left her assets to family and charities. Sekia maintains that Whalley refuses to release personal items that her mother had inherited from Shakur, including cars, jewelry, and more. In addition, she referred to herself as a piggy bank for Whalley. Howard King, the trust attorney, believes otherwise and refers to Whalley as a friend and contact to both Shakur and Afeni. I'm sure he's lying. Sekia is being represented by Prince's former lawyer, L. Londell McMillian. So I don't know how anything else about this lawsuit. Obviously, it just started in 2022, so it's been like 2 years. So you know, lawsuits usually take a while. So I'm sure there's some more to come about it. But the reason I bring this up is because since we're getting ready to talk about, you know, Tupac's estate suing Drake for using Tupac's voice to diss Kendrick. I'm bringing it up because if this guy is this greedy, then it does seem like he would be willing to sue Drake to try and get money to line his own pockets. As you see, he's been mishandling the estate, and he obviously wants more money. The greed, 7 deadly sins. But so I don't know how the lawsuit will work out, and how much he would end up getting, or how much the estate would end up getting itself. But I'm sure since he's the one that's quote unquote handling the estate, he's probably gonna try to continue to mishandle that money as well if the lawsuit does go through and they do win some money from Drake. But let's see about this possible lawsuit that they're going to go file against Drake. Oh shit, sorry. Anyway, this is by the YouTube channel Diverse Mentality yet again. As always, links to the channel, the video, and even this will be in the description below. So be sure to check it out if you would like. Let's get to it.
And Drake just like what up, guys? Your boy Quake and Drake. Just like I predicted, man. He is facing backlash from Tupac's estate. You know, we got Snoop Dogg's response, right? He didn't really have anything really to say about it. He was just surprised that his AI voice got used in that Drake tailor-made freestyle.
Personally, I was kind of disappointed how Snoop Dogg reacted, but I get it, but I was still kind of disappointed. He was just like, huh? What? Who? How? Man, I'm going back to bed. Like, bro, come on.
This towards Kendrick Lamar. Then we got a response from Suge Knight, which I agree with Suge Knight. I talked about how a lot of people in the West Coast could. Oh, by the way, the response was from Suge Knight was him. I made a video about that. I think, depending on when this one comes out, I don't know when that one will come out. But I made a video about that. Suge Knight pretty much said, you know, yeah, it was a warning. Hey, be careful because you're gonna ignite a war, a West Coast versus, you know, Canada war, or Canada Coast or whatever war, if, you know, you use Tupac's voice, or by using Tupac's voice to diss Kendrick Lamar, since they are both West Coast rappers. And yeah, and you know, pretty much beloved in the West Coast. Take Drake using Tupac's AI voice to diss a West Coast artist that respects Tupac in a very bad way. West Coast could end up having a coastal war with Drake up north, the Toronto people. So it could get very ugly in terms of the West Coast. You know, they don't take lightly to artists getting disrespected, especially from their hometown. And I know
and low key, it could even go further. It could go like from, you know, country to country. Like, obviously, I doubt it'll go that far, but it could be like US versus Canada type territory war. But that's just like within the music.
Tupac isn't from 100% California, but he repped it for a long time. So they view him as a pretty much a West Coast artist in their own right. Well, it looks like Tupac's estate is siding with Kendrick Lamar and wants no parts in Drake using Tupac's name, identity, voice, whatever, in disrespecting Kendrick Lamar. So let's go over the article. Tupac's estate has given Drake an ultimatum regarding his tailor-made freestyle diss against Kendrick Lamar, which features the late rapper's likeness in artificial intelligence form. On Wednesday, April 23rd, Billboard obtained and published a cease and desist letter from litigator Howard King to the Canadian superstar for using a computer-generated replica of the West Coast icon's voice on his latest song. The Death Row Records legend's family is threatening to pursue all of its legal remedies if he doesn't pull down the track in question within 24 hours of receiving the notice. The estate is deeply dismayed and disappointed by your unauthorized use of Tupac's voice and personality, the note reads.
So just like with Snoop Dogg's Confusion, like Snoop Dogg was like, what? How? Like he didn't know Drake was gonna do that. And it sounds like, oh, obviously Drake didn't tell anybody he was gonna be doing that. So that's why that's why they're like, you know, they're disappointed. It was unauthorized. And again, like I said it before, I'll say it again. Drake took steps, or Drake's people took steps to take down anyone that was using his voice in an AI form to make songs. Like with that one song with Drake and The Weeknd. Their AI voice was used to make a song together. That was taken down. Like, and a bunch of other songs that was using Drake's voice was taken down. So why would Drake do this in order to try and diss Kendrick? That's kind of, you know, hypocritical. Like, I don't know, man. Fuck this guy for doing that.
Not only is the record a flagrant violation of Tupac's publicity and the state's legal rights, it is also a blatant abuse of the legacy of one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time. The state would never have given its approval for this use. The unauthorized, equally dismayed use of Tupac's voice against Kendrick Lamar, a good friend to the estate who has given nothing but respect to Tupac and his legacy publicly and privately, compounds the insult. They're saying, listen, you're going up against a guy who's always shown love to our estate and our artists that we are representing.
Drake hasn't shown shit.
Dealing with that bullshit. It's hard to believe that Tupac's record label's intellectual property was not scraped to create the fake Tupac AI on the record. The song has generated well more than 1 million streams at this point and has been widely reported in the general national press and popular entertainment websites and publications. Without question, it is exponentially more serious and damaging than a picture of you with some other people on a low-volume website. If you comply, the state will consider whether an informal negotiation to resolve this matter makes sense. If you do not comply, our client has authorized this firm to pursue all of its legal remedies, including but not limited to an action for violation of the state's copyright, publicity, and personality rights, and the resultant damages, injunctive relief, and punitive damages and attorney's fees. Also, though, and we're going to talk about this a little bit after, Tupac's brother was unhappy with Drake using, his voice.
Of course he would be unhappy.
To that, though, I want to talk about this actual lawsuit and if they can actually sue.
They should be able to.
So one, this song hasn't officially been released on streaming platforms. No Spotify, no Apple Music, none of the platforms that Drake can make money off of was this released. It was released on Instagram on Drake's profile, just dropped. That's it. So that's the first thing. There is no money that Drake is making off this. And when you're not making money off something, it's really hard to cease and desist something when it's not making money off it. That's the number one thing. Second,
fair enough.
People are gonna be like, well, Quake, there was a Weeknd and Drake AI song.
Remember that? I mentioned that.
That was using, Drake and Weeknd's likeness. That people thought it was real. That got removed. Why did that get cease and desist removed? Well, that actually got added to streaming platforms. Not even joking.
Oh shit, really?
I don't know if it got added to Apple Music.
I only watched it on YouTube.
Spotify. It was racking up hundreds of thousands of streams. That's a different story. Had Drake posted this on Spotify, Apple Music, and stuff, it would have been way worse, obviously. But Drake was smart enough not to do that. Third, it's also very clear this is AI. Drake is not trying to deceive anybody or lie to anybody and say, well, this is real Tupac vocals. Because first off, Tupac didn't know who Kendrick was or Drake was. Obviously, he died way before they even became anything.
Right.
And second, clear as day, Drake never claimed this is real. Snoop Dogg never said it was me on the track. He just laughed at the situation, which confirms it was AI. So Drake is not pushing this record as official Tupac vocals. That's another thing. So he's not really deceiving the public. It's different with that Weeknd and Drake track that got removed and cease and desisted. That was on streaming platforms and it was deceiving the public. They didn't say, hey, this is AI. They just said this is a real Weeknd and Drake track and pushed it as that. That's the difference in this.
Okay, fair enough.
So I need people to really, differentiate the two. Yes, can it be viewed as disrespectful to Tupac and his estate? Yes. But every day people say disrespectful shit about Tupac. Every day people have opinions about Tupac.
They don't use his voice to disrespect him. Like, that's a little bit of a difference. Like, I get that it's not, being pushed as something that's real. Obviously, it wasn't on streaming platforms and shit like that. I get that. But in my opinion, it still doesn't make it right. And I still think Drake is pretty hypocritical for using AI, Snoop Dogg, and Tupac when his people took moves to take down the AI versions of his songs. So I don't know. It's just me.
Vlad had interviewed one of the women that said he got raped. She got raped by Tupac. They can't cease and desist that. Tupac is a public figure, so people are going to speak on Tupac regardless. So they can't cease and desist just people that are doing regular people things about public figures. So I think Drake is in the clear here because AI, the laws in AI voice manipulation still hasn't been firm yet. We don't know what the laws are, but this is probably going to catch a lot of people's attention, a lot of lawmakers' attention, and then eventually there are going to be laws put into all this AI stuff.
And if there's money to be made and a lawmaker can figure out how to actually get the lawsuit going and passed and make money off the suing Drake for using Tupac's voice that way, then the lawyer's gonna figure that shit out. If he can, he's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So
that, hey, if you do this AI stuff, if you manipulate it or you try to persuade people into thinking this is real, you can face jail time, prison time, whatever. But we're not at that point yet. So their state is threatening a lot of things, but are they actually going to pull the trigger? We'll see. As of now, I'm going to actually go on the phone and check right now. As of now, Drake hasn't taken down, I think, the record. Nope, it's still up there. How many streams has it got? 48 million plays on Instagram. 48 million. He's not making any money off that, though. 2.2 million likes, 48 million streams on the Instagram page. It's obviously on different platforms, but Drake can't control who rips it off that and posts it on YouTube and all these other platforms. He can only control what he can control. So, you know, I think that they want to, you know, people are kind of, the thing about Tupac's estate too is it's ran by a guy who people are saying it's not really, it has no affiliation with Tupac, and that Tupac's family is against the estate. They don't really like the estate, but
they don't like the guy in charge of it.
Story that we're getting into, but regardless, they're looking out for Tupac's best interest when it comes to his intellectual property.
Right.
And one guy said it best, man. I don't know where I read this at, but Tupac's been the most relevant artist year after year, even after his death. Like, we're in 2024, and Tupac is still talked about daily, every single year. That guy's impact is undeniable. Tupac's brother, let's go over what he had to say. So Tupac's brother has dismissed Drake for using his late brother's voice in the viral AR track against Kendrick Lamar. According to an article published by TMZ on Tuesday, April 23rd, Mopreme Shakur thinks it was inappropriate for the Sixth God to use his sibling's likeness to disrespect another rapper.
They didn't have to call him the Sixth God in this article.
He said this: he reportedly feels that Drizzy should have gone one-on-one with K-Dot rather than bring out what he referred to as a nuclear option. Well,
nuclear option, damn, that's a, I don't know about that phrasing. I just think he's a bitch for doing it, to be honest. Like, yes, I agree, he should have gone one-on-one, mano-y-mano, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta, like I said, he had to use Drake had to use Tupac and Snoop Dogg AI just to try to stand on the same level playing field as Kendrick, in my opinion. I think less of Drake because he had to do this.
Aware of the Compton MC's place in West Coast rap, he saw that the computer-generated use of Pac's voice in said context to be uncalled for. Finally, Mopreme told the outlet that he still can't decide who the winner of the hip-hop battle royale is quite yet, because it is still too soon to land on a conclusion. The joint in question was released by Canadian superstar across social.
Bro, I'm waiting for Kendrick's response. I want to hear that shit. Like, what if it's a whole 10-minute song or something? You know what I'm saying? What if it's a whole 6 tracks or an whole album, bro? That shit, I'm waiting for it.
Social media platforms last week. Yeah, Taylor made freestyle. We know. So that's how his brother feels. If that's how his brother feels, then hey, man, you gotta respect it. I think it upset people. Some people don't care. I personally really don't care because it's not trying to trick people into thinking it's Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
I care. Obviously, I care.
That's the one thing for me when it comes to this AI stuff. If you're trying to trick and pass it off as the real thing, then I got an issue with you. But if you make it clear, hey, this is the AI version of this artist, it's not real, it's written by somebody else, it's this and that. Hey, man, as much as I don't like it, at least there's no manipulating here, because with this AI stuff, there's gonna be a lot of manipulating. Be a lot of fake videos, a lot of fake audio. There's gonna be a lot of trying to trick people into things, and that's where I have an issue with AI. I got no issue with people being creative and just coming up with things and just making it clear it's AI.
I don't think it was creative though.
But we'll keep our eyes posted and see if anything changes as the days go on. That's it for today's video. If you guys want to support this channel further, you can.
All right. Not bad. But I still don't agree with it. I still don't like it. That's just me. Obviously, there's people that listened to it and people who like the Instagram post about it. But I think it was, a bullshit, cowardly move. I don't think he, I don't think he should be using it. And like, you gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than that. You shouldn't have to rely on other people's voices, even in AI form. If you're going, mano a mano, or if you're going to diss someone, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to rely on AI voices to do that shit. Like, I get all these people want to go at Drake, there's the whole I forgot what they called it, but they got Future, you got Metro Boomin. Excuse me. You got shit. I think even The Weeknd was on the Metro Boomin album. Shit. But anyway, you also got Kendrick Lamar. You got Ty Dolla $ign, who was on the track with the Like That remix with Kanye West. So you also got Kanye West. I get all these people are like saying are like going after Drake pretty much. And so if you can't find people yourself to team up with and like clap back at the same people who are coming at you, then and instead you have to rely on AI and, you know, past legends in the rap game and Snoop Dogg and that like you gotta rely on using their voices without their consent in order to try to stand on the same level against one other person that you're going against. Like, chill. Nah, bro. I don't think that it's good. I don't think it's you know what I'm saying? I think it's lame as fuck. Like, I don't think he should get any credit for that at all. Like, but obviously what I think doesn't matter. People are still gonna like it and listen to it if they want. But that's just my take on it. Like, I think less of him for having to take those actions and steps. But that's me. So I am curious about how this lawsuit will go, if he's able to, or if they're able to sue Drake for that. But like I said before, if there's money to be made and a lawyer can figure out how to make it, they're gonna push forward for it. And if they actually win, then they'll, you know what I'm saying, they'll take that money. But I am curious to see how far this will go, so I'll be looking out for any new information on it. But let me know what you think about it, about the situation. Do you think he can get sued or not? And if not, why? Then let me know in the comments below. But as far as everything else goes, that's it for this. Don't forget to do those 3 things I like to ask you to do, and like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos. Yeah. And you know what it is after that. In case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace and much love to you.